All right.
The tables turn as Caribbean parents embrace American slang and technology, creating hilarious moments and cultural match up. Hashtag unfiltered liming, hashtag Caribbean parents. Get ready.
Sakafet, welcome to Unfiltered Limin podcast. Join us as we reflect on our personal journeys and share our insights, experiences, and stories. From food to music, language to customs, we explore what it means to straddle two cultures and find a sense of belonging in both. Whether you're a first-time generation Caribbean American, a seasoned veteran, or simply curious about the rich tapestries of cultures that make up the Caribbean diaspora, this podcast is for you. We are your hosts, Lisa, the Dominica Diva.
Bertide, the Haitian sensation.
No one's talking, so let's get unfiltered.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Always lovely to be with you guys, for you guys to be able to see us, and we grace you with our presence. Hi, what's going on, Elle?
Oh, I'm chilling, V. What's good with you? And what's up with our D-Liming crew? Thank you for
Right?
joining us another episode.
Yeah, super excited to have you guys here again. We wanted to talk about, we're always talking, but we want to talk to you about our Caribbean parents. And when we started to realize when they were flipping the script on us. Because believe it or not, we always talk about how, we are assimilated and, we're in between two cultures. But then it's like, we ever think about, like, Elle, you have to tell me, is there a particular moment when you realize your parents were flipping the script on you and this new culture?
I mean, before I get into that, don't get us wrong, folks. We adore our parents, but
Yeah, we
they
do.
start tossing American phrases into their island dialect. It's a comedian show waiting to happen at that point.
Hmm.
It just is.
Yeah. It is. I mean, you have to go back to what imagining, right? You sitting at your kitchen table or having dinner with your parents, and normally in the Caribbean we eat rice and peas. You know what I mean? There's certain foods that we eat, and then your parents talking about, oh, where's the mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese. Like what mac and cheese? Since when we doing that? Mac and cheese.
Mac
Speaking
and
about
cheese,
mac
but
and cheese. No, go ahead. Sorry. What was
no,
you gonna
I was
say?
gonna say, in the Haitian culture, we do have macaroni. We just cook it differently.
And then in some Caribbean islands, they call it macaroni pie.
Yes, because it has
Yes,
a bunch of
macaroni
stuff.
pie.
It's not just the
Yes.
cheese and the pasta.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, also too, now that we speaking about that too, you remember that when you go to people's house, it's non-negotiable. You got to bring a plate, right? You got to bring
Yes,
a dish.
you
Like
do.
that's not in the Caribbean culture. You don't go to somebody's house with your hands just swinging, right?
No, you don't. That's very disrespectful. That's like one of the things that
So,
yeah.
I have to share this story, right? Because and this is all part of our parents
Mhm.
flipping the script.
Mhm.
He not gonna like I'm talking about him, but I just had to share this story.
Someone in
You know,
Lisa's life. We could just say someone in your life.
yeah, somebody in my life
There you
had
go.
to go to, I'm gonna say, a neighbor's house for a function, right? So it's like, oh great. So you're gonna pick up something, some food to bring over there with you? Nah, this family member told me, nah, I ordered it ahead a couple days so it can arrive a couple days before the event. I said, excuse me? You ordered the dish to arrive a day or two prior to the event? I said, wait a minute, what happened to you don't come into people's house with
Mhm.
your hand swinging?
Mhm.
Well, nah. I mean, I sent the food ahead of time. So yeah, I don't have, so I can come in the house with, nothing in my hand. I said, what? Is that what we doing nowadays? D Lyman crew. If this is a new phenomenon that I don't know about, please let us know, okay?
Yes.
But I was like, we are not sending goodies ahead of time now. Is this something new? and we walking empty-handed. So I'm like, well, aren't you worried about what other people think when you come in there with your hands swinging? They told me I don't care what people think. It's about the hostess. What is happening?
Oh my God. Well, the thing about it is, I want to point out there was a couple of things with that, right? One, that
Okay.
they're ordering things, right? Because normally with our Caribbean parents, the technology, it's, I mean, ordering things, let's be honest, that's like
Let's talk
a
about that.
whole new
That's a whole nother
thing, right?
conversation.
That's a whole like look, the roller coaster of technology, because we got to teach them the technology. But then once they know the technology, oh, good Lord Almighty, right? And then you have, they didn't order the things to come to them, they ordered it to the person's house so that they could walk in. So that, like, and then we're not worried about what people, it's about the, okay, so then wait, why were we raised to make sure that we have something, make sure you don't walk in with a, like, I just want to know where that, does that only apply to them, or do we still have to abide by that rule? I just want to understand. Because if I could order something from Amazon or whatever website that we have and send it ahead, and I could walk to a party and not have to worry about, please, I just need to know the proper etiquette now for us Caribbean first generation that
Yeah,
we're
they
with.
switching the game up on
Bring,
us.
you have to bring something. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's just bread, so it doesn't matter really what it is. You just, when you walk in, it's, hi Lisa, how are you? And you give it to them. It don't matter if
Yeah.
it's this bottle of lotion. It doesn't matter if it's a cup or a napkin. It was, or it's always like, hey, because guess what? That's the other thing too. I don't believe that we don't care about what people say, because the thing is we do. Because the thing is we want to be like, oh, did you see? Because the thing is gonna go like this. If I'm so and so's daughter and I go to a friend or a family member, guess what? It's going to come back to my parents that, hey, your daughter bought this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If I don't, you
Yeah.
know the conversation. Oh,
Oh
she
man,
just
it's gonna
walked
get
in.
back.
She just walked. And then guess what? You're going to get a phone call.
Yes.
Hey, did you go to so and so's house? Oh, yeah. Did you bring her anything? Because Haitian parents going to be like, don't embarrass me ever again by doing
Yes.
that.
Yes. Yes. They're gonna be like, you have no brought up C. She
Yes.
has no brought up C.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
when I heard that, I nearly lost it. Talking
Because
about
I,
I don't care about the other people. It's about the hostess. So my thing is, when you walk in, does that hostess announce what you brought? Hello, everyone. This person has brought me a basket of fruits. What are we doing?
because it's a whole show, right? Like, not a show. Which, okay, we're not saying that you should care what people say, and we're not saying, but we just
No,
are,
you shouldn't.
again, you
You
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
But we are breaking down that our parents are Caribbean parents that have drilled in us life lesson that you do not come to nobody's house,
Empty
Caribbean,
handed.
American, whoever house you go to, empty handed. That's what's
Nope.
been drilled down to us for
Hmm.
many, many, many years of our lives as adult. When children, they give you the stuff to give to the adult. They have trained us. They have made us this way all our lives. So now we're trying to understand what the life lesson is when you're now flipping the script to say,
I'm
we don't
confused.
care.
Oh, everything is out the window. I'm confused. I'm
Yes.
thoroughly confused.
So
I don't
then that's where we are now with, again, life lessons with these Caribbean, because the thing is, explain it to us. If you have raised us one way
and you
and
switching
now
up.
you're changing, you should come and sit down with us and tell us these things.
Yeah.
Because now you should be like,
Give us a heads
hey,
up.
yeah, the life lesson has changed. I'm flipping the script on y'all. And we no longer, you still need to bring something. Let's be very clear, because it was still ordered. But I guess now we could order in send it ahead of time and walk in just fabulous
I
as
don't know
we
how I
are.
feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. And then let's not even talk about the fashion game that's they completely switching up on us now, right? Dad from trading sandals to baseball caps, mom doting or wearing I Heart New York t-shirts and stuff. It's like Island Chic took a detour through the city sleek streets or something. What I don't know what the heck is going on.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, what I'm starting to realize in the life lessons as we get older is that as much as we are double agent, our parents are too. As you know what I mean, they have a stronger foundation in their culture, but at the same time, they still have to adapt, right? They still have to raise us in this culture. They still have to, if they're working, adapt to that environment. So that's why, like the fashion, the technology, because at the end of the day, you can't be somewhere and not become assimilated with your environment, right? You can't, because you just have to. So I understand the flipping the script on the fashion. I understand, but they're gonna they're gonna flip the script with the fashion. But weddings, funeral, we still got
They don't
that
play
pack
that.
though. We
No,
don't play that.
no.
Not the
Nah,
casual.
you don't.
Yeah, the casual, I'll give that to them. But even when they're doing casual, it's so funny. They will be to the T. Their jeans, shirt, and stuff will be starched.
Oh, that
Even
is true. Yes. It
there
will be
will be
starched.
starched to the
They not
T.
playing that. It will be
Yes.
starched.
So there will be baseball cap, there will be t-shirt, there will be, but guess what? They are not just putting it on. It will be Caribbean, you know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Very polished. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
They do pick up on, you know, that I love New York, but they live in Florida.
Girl, don't even get me started.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god.
It's
But
a
I mean,
cultural mashup though. It's really a
it
cultural
is.
mashup,
It
like you
is.
said, you know?
And it's all in
It's
good
like
fun.
they oh yeah, it's definitely a good fun because like you
Yeah.
said, they spend so much time pounding into us what it's supposed to be. And I guess maybe because we left the house, we're on our own, so now they get to sit back and relax and they're paying attention. They look up to see what's going on in the world.
Mhm.
And now they're like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." It
Yeah.
wasn't cool when we were doing it, but now it's cool for
Right.
them.
Right.
You know what I
And
mean?
and they're
But
embracing, what is it? They embrace the American way of life just like we are, right? Because the thing is,
yeah,
as we're growing, they're growing too. They're making
yes.
friends. So I mean, we should be kind of proud that they're adapting. Because
No,
at the end of the
I'm
day,
proud.
yeah, they're adapting and evolving because they're still gonna keep certain things, and we I mean, we notice the difference. We notice the change. We notice certain things that it's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, if they're not adapting, evolving, and that could be a life lesson, they wouldn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? They wouldn't grow. They would
That's
still
true.
be stuck in the
That's true.
same kind of time loops and they wouldn't be productive. So for them to be
No.
able to be productive and successful and make it, that's the thing I think a lot of times in life that I have to say that I'm very proud to be and have examples of being a first generation is to be able to see, and I guess I'm going to just break it down a little bit. That's why sometimes I think people misunderstand immigrants in a way and people
Mhm.
don't give them
Mhm.
grace because you have to understand that we're coming here, right, with the
Mhm.
mindset of one culture, right? And then to be able to put yourself in a place where you're adapting, you're growing, you're changing certain things within yourself, not in a bad way, but in good to be able to also relate and be
Mhm.
productive, to be
Yeah.
successful, to be able
Yep.
to not feel awkward, to not
Mhm.
feel like, because if you don't adapt to the technology, you don't adapt to the fashion, the food and different things like that. There's times, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do
You
when
get
you
left
don't find?
behind. You get left
Yeah,
behind. You get
it's
left
and
behind.
yeah, and the thing about it is, you also become like an island because the thing is,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
right? Because the thing is, if you don't try the mac and cheese at your American friend, you understand what I'm saying? Why would they want to try your food? So I think it goes
That is
both
true.
ways, right? We
That's
have to
true.
show our culture, but we also have to be receiving of another person's
Mhm.
culture because that's what bridging the gap is. That's what we
Yeah.
want people to experience us, and we can't just be like, oh, ours is better. They might
Hmm.
be things like there's things in the American culture that I like. You understand what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
I adapt to. So in a way, our
Hmm.
parents are, I think, are in that same dilemma.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
dilemma, but that, in life,
Yeah.
just growing and
Yeah.
adapting. So I
Because like
think,
that's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. Like, yes, my mom is Caribbean, but she makes a mean lasagna. That's
mm-hmm,
because somebody, when we were in the Bronx, taught her how to make lasagna, and she's
mm-hmm,
wicked with it. You know what I'm saying? That's an Italian dish.
mm-hmm,
So, yeah, and I know she taught her friends taught somebody how to make pilau or
mm-hmm,
saltfish and bakes or whatever, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it goes
mm-hmm.
both ways, and that's the beauty also too with living in an area with a lot of immigrants, because then it's a melting pot. Everybody's sharing their
Right.
culture, because that's also too part of most foreign cultures is to integrate, bring people into your home, feed them. That's
Mm-hmm,
part of the culture.
mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna insult people on here, but I'm gonna just stop right there because I ain't gonna insult nobody. But anyway, like when your mom tries to order doubles through the drive-through, thinking
Yep.
that it's a double rum and coke. I mean, they evolve. They evolve. Yeah, when they first got here, they did that. But then they learned you can order
Right.
rum and coke through a drive-through. Now, fast forward, us as
Mhm.
adults, we got drive-through liquor stores.
Yes, we do.
So
Yeah.
we got
And
drive-through liquor stores.
yeah. And at the end of the day, we love them.
Yes,
I'm
we
going to
do.
go back to my Haitian people and my Caribbean people. WhatsApp, you guys have taken over. That is the prime
Oh,
example of
oh
how they have
no.
adapted to the technology. I love it. I love seeing the memes. I love seeing the positivity on there. But
I think
again,
WhatsApp is a social, like
yes,
it's a
they
social platform.
yes,
You
they do.
realize they don't understand WhatsApp is just
Communication.
another like form of communication. No, they think it's
That's
like the
their
Caribbean.
social.
It's like the Caribbean social.
Yes.
That's what
It
they think it
is.
is.
It
Social
is.
network. That's what it is. Yeah. Did
Yes.
you
But
see
I
what's
think,
on WhatsApp today? You see what's
yeah.
going on in WhatsApp? What you mean what's going on? Nobody said what happened?
Hmm. It's a whole thing. And they found that and they have stuck to that. I think it's beautiful. I just think
Yes,
that
it is.
it's to see the progress of our Caribbean parents flipping that scripts. I'm sure when we have children and they think about us being first, like this second generation coming up, they're gonna be saying the same thing about us because we're right in the middle. So even though we have some of these traditions, you know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh, okay. They're gonna have the same stories, but I just feel like our parents, because they were raised with certain traditions and certain mindset, right? So that's
Yeah.
why I feel like at the end of the day, we as adults, as we grow, we have to embrace it. And we have to be, again, in a place where understanding. Some of it might not make sense because you're like, you've been telling me this my whole life.
Yeah. The whole life.
So
So
what do I do now? So now I'm in conflict. That's the thing, Caribbean PM. Y'all flipping the script, but we are in conflict because now we don't know which way to go.
that's another episode. We're in conflict. Stay
We
tuned for
don't
that
know
one.
I'm telling you, like, what are we supposed to do with y'all flipping this script? I need you, Caribbean parents, in the comments. Let us know how we supposed to deal with y'all flipping the script. That's what I want to know. That's my life lesson. I want to know what you want us to do with that. What y'all want us to do? What how do we support you flipping this
I
script,
know. I
right?
know.
How do we do? Should I really not go in? Should I go in empty handed? Should I order? I mean, what comes next?
I can't
Because
wait
I
to hear
don't.
what they have to say in the comments. I can't wait to hear what the D
I need
Lyman crew has to say in the
them to
comments
start
about this
typing
one.
right now. I need
Yes.
and I need both. I need Caribbean parents and first generation, second generation to comments. What are things that your parents have done right in front of you that they completely flipped the script on you and then acted like they haven't taught you. That's the thing, that they haven't taught you totally opposite of what they're doing. That's the
Yep.
thing. Like, explain it to me, people. Explain. They tell you something, then they don't do it, and you catch them doing it, and you're like, "Hey, wait a
Yeah.
minute," and then they want to be like, "What do you mean?"
No. And then also too, how dare you bring it up? Let's not talk
Right.
about that. How dare you bring it up? I don't know what you're talking about. You too troublesome. You have too much zafe. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Oh my
Too much.
goodness. But I think there's certain things they're never going to flip the script on. I do think there's things that they're going to be hardcore, never going to flip the
Mm-hmm.
script at the end of the day. But
Mm-hmm.
there are things that, yeah, they're going to adapt to the way of life. They're going to flip the script on us. We just got to be ready to be like, let me record you saying this on camera
Exactly. Exactly.
because I don't understand what
Exactly.
you're doing right now. I really need you
Yep.
to explain it to me. But yeah, any other
All
good
right.
examples that you have?
No, that's the one that just really took me out. That's the one
Yeah.
that really took me out. But you have any examples?
Flipping the script. I think because my mom worked in the hotel restaurant, I would say, there were certain food that she did make that were different. I saw
Mhm.
that kind of aspect in her because, again, you're adapting and you're seeing new things. So she did try different recipes a lot of times that
Okay.
I was just like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay.
All right.
Because
That's
it's always like,
okay.
yeah, because you always like rice and peas and stuff like that. No, she would cook certain pasta meals and certain things, and you could tell like she still put her own little Haitian
Flair.
thing in it, but you could also tell like this came from, like you said with the lasagna. This clearly came from her environment of seeing like certain things that
Mhm.
maybe she liked from the American restaurant or
Yeah.
hotel or whatever she worked at, and then came home and kind of like did that. So yeah, there with her food, I would say that I would see that. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I'm sure there are other things that I'll think of, and probably when people start commenting, I realize like, oh yeah, she did that too.
Oh yeah. We'll get with them, the D Lyman crew in the chat, right?
All right, the tips for this week's episode, folks. As always, coming to you fresh off the press. Be patient and understanding as our parents, your parents, adjust to a new culture. That's tip one.
And tip two is celebrate their efforts to learn and grow.
Very true. And gibber number three, share your own culture with them and create new traditions.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, listeners. Share your stories. We definitely want to hear from you. When did your Caribbean parents go all American, and what's the funniest thing they've ever said or done? Send us your message on social media, and who knows, your story might just steal the spotlight on our next episode.
Yes. So thanks for tuning in into Unfiltered Lyman. Until the next time, keep the laughter flowing and the island vibes alive. D Lyman crew.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Unfiltered Limin podcast. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and gained some valuable insight. Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you can catch every new episode and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh, exciting content. And if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss or a story you'd like to share, please reach out to us via our website. Join us again next Thursday for another unfiltered conversation about the rich diversity and complexity of the Caribbean American experience. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep celebrating the unique cultural heritage that makes us who we are. Unfiltered Limin is edited and produced by Unfiltered Limin.